Hi, I'm Marky.
And I'm Andrew.
And this is the Happy Everly After podcast.
And we're live.
Y'all ready for this? I'm ready. I just barely put on some fuzzy socks. It's cold in our house right now. Fixing the microphone stand. Sorry for all the weird clicks if you're hearing those.
AMSR? Is that what that is?
Yeah. We should do an episode of that.
Yeah. What do you just whisper into the microphone like this?
Hello and welcome to the Happy Everly After podcast. No, I can't be quiet like that. That's not in my nature. Hi and welcome to the Happy Everly After podcast. On this podcast, my name is Marky. I'm here with Drew, and we talk about being happy and sad at the same time because we've been through a lot, but because we've been through a lot, we love extra hard and we have a lot of fun and we're happy. So today we are going to talk about a very controversial, it is. It's kind of one of those things that I absolutely hate talking about this subject. I feel like a failure. I feel like a bad person. I feel like even though my reasoning is justified, I still feel so terrible about it. And it's literally been over 5 years. So we're going to dive into that. What's the topic today, honey?
So we used to have a dog named Roger before we had kids.
Yep.
We do not have said dog anymore.
And why is that?
We rehomed him.
Have you guys ever had to rehome an animal? Because it is so hard. It is so hard. And we're gonna tell the story about cute Roger and our reasonings. And I know that people are gonna judge us for this. I know they are.
So what?
I know, but it's just something
it's
that
easy to judge when you're not in someone's shoes.
Yeah.
So go for it.
I just never thought I would ever be in this situation because I am both of us, we are huge animal lovers. And when we say rehome, he is good. He went to a happy home and he's good. But just getting to the point of making that decision was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I'm not kidding. It was terrible.
Yeah. It was something that we were divided on for a long time.
Yeah, it rocked us. It rocked us for sure.
Totally.
So let's start by explaining how we met Roger. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, so if you have listened for a while or have followed us for a while, you know that we do the summer sales thing, which means we leave for the summers to work. And one summer we were in Columbus, Ohio. No kids. We had been married for maybe a year?
Yeah, probably.
A year and some change maybe. And we had some friends. And one weekend, just kind of for fun, we all went to a pet store that's out in Ohio. If anyone's from Ohio, it's called Petland.
Yeah.
And they have all kinds of animals, gerbils and mice and birds and fish and dogs and cats and everything.
All the things. But the difference between them and a lot of pet stores is they encourage you to come and show their puppies love.
You can go play with them. They have little
play with these puppies
rooms that you can take them in and play with them.
And that's controversial in and of itself because it's adopt, don't shop. We get it. it's controversial to like go purchase a purebred puppy from this puppy store. So, full disclosure, like every time we're in a city where there is a Petland, like we high key love it because like we get to go like hold puppies. And I literally will walk in.
I've never said
low key or high key.
I've never.
I'm like low key.
I'm around
we love
like
it.
20-year-old dudes all day long, and I've never heard someone say high key.
Well, I'm 32 years old, and I'm saying high key because it pertains right now.
Yeah.
Just so you know, this is me like explaining myself.
You're
so
like
that people
defending
don't.
yourself.
I am because I
people,
feel
like,
so bad. It's still something I struggle with, but I have to tell you,
because
every
of the
single
puppy
time,
store, or
because I just like want to adopt like an old dog that's like. I don't
mean,
know.
So what? We're saying that those puppies should not have a good home either? Is that what we're saying?
That's how I feel about Roger when we did adopt him. It's like, well, he needed a happy home too.
Yeah, like all the dogs need a happy place.
They do,
you know?
but also like breeding is like super controversial because there's so many dogs that are put down every day.
There's a lot of problems in the world.
There's a lot of
Choose one.
Yeah.
What do you want to focus on today? There's a lot of crap that goes on.
Yeah, but this is me defending myself. When I walk into the store, this is not a lie. You can ask Urban because I say this every single time. Urban's such a reliable source, by the way. Is I walk in and say, is there a dog that needs extra love? Like, is there a dog that hasn't been played with today? Is there a puppy that needs to be held today? Like, I ask that like every time because I'm like, all these animals just need love. And so, point of the story is we love Petland, and it's great.
Sure.
Go on. Tell the story.
So we walk in there with some friends, and we're like playing with some dogs, and you grew up with a Jack Russell Terrier dog named Bogey.
Bogey.
Who I knew as well. Great dog. And one of the puppies was a Jack Russell Terrier.
Yes.
And so we decided to like play with that dog.
Like I was like,
and
I grew up with one of these, and Jack Russell Terriers are the best, and they're just so fun. And you should know that like when everybody hears Jack Russell Terrier, you have this thought in your mind. My dog Bogey that I grew up with was the best dog, and part of that was like training. Like I give a lot of credit to my older brother Dallas because he like trained Bogey so well, and Bogey was just like, he was the best dog, and he was like, he had a lot of energy, but he wasn't like so wild and crazy, and he was really like well mannered, and I don't know. He was so great. And so when everybody else thinks Jack Russell Terrier, I had a different thought in my mind of what a Jack Russell Terrier was because of Bogey. And then I learned that Bogey was the exception.
Yeah.
So anyways.
I didn't know Bogey until later in his life. But yeah, so we're at the store and we leave. The friends that we were with already had a dog, but they were like playing with a little Yorkie dog.
And like I was like sending pictures to like my family being like, you guys look at this Jack Russell Terrier that's here. Like I'm going to lose my mind. He reminds me so much of Bogey. I already don't name a dog that you don't own, but I literally was like, if this was my dog, I would name him Roger because he reminded me.
He had like a little beard.
He had like a beard, like a man beard, and he reminded me of the school bus driver that used to take me to school every day, Roger. Bloomington Hills Elementary School, St. George, if you remember Roger. Anyways, and I was like, I would name him Roger if he was my dog. And so, anyways, don't do that. So we left the store. My entire family was like, don't get a puppy. You guys travel a lot. You just got married a year ago. You're like, don't do it. Puppies are hard. They were all telling me, don't do it. And I was like, you guys.
I don't know that. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. They were all saying, don't do it. And I was like, you guys, we left, like stop pooping your pants. We left him. We
Yeah,
didn't
but you
buy
were
him.
talking about, when we were there, we were both talking about, like,
We
should we
considered it for sure.
should we get a dog? Like, yeah, we should go
like,
home
we don't
with this
have
dog
babies
right now.
yet. Like, should we be that couple that like gets a puppy first and then has babies? Like, we were
talking like hard
seriously about it. And then we left. We were like, let's like sleep on it. Let's like think level-headed. Like, let's not make decisions with our emotions. So I want people to know, like, this wasn't just impulse. Like, we thought about it for sure.
So we leave, and then like a couple days later, the friends that we were there with decided that they were going to go buy this Yorkie that they were playing with.
And her name's Lola. And
At the
she's
store.
So cute.
And I just so happened to be with those friends when they were making this purchase. Marky was not with me at the time.
I was back at the apartments babysitting those friends' little boy. They had a baby boy at the time. So I was at home, like, just babysitting, hanging out, wondering why they were all getting home so late. I'm like, y'all are taking forever. Like, what are you doing?
So I bought the dog, Roger, and
Which is
brought
like
it home.
so cute, like so romantic. Like, your husband comes home with like this puppy in his arms that you've been talking and thinking about for
like,
days.
And
like,
you were excited about it. I was excited
Absolutely.
about
I
it.
was
Like, it
so
was like a fun
excited.
thing.
I
It
was
wasn't
just
like a
like,
what the heck are you doing?
okay, we're diving in, we're doing this. And like, he was so, you guys, like, he was so little and so cute.
Should
and
post
just,
some
we for sure
videos
will. Yeah.
of Puppy Roger.
Puppy Roger is,
was cute.
all of Roger is cute.
But like, you were working from home,
Yeah.
and like you had the time, or not the time, but
I
like
did,
you
though. I was home
you
with
were
him.
able to like
I could
potty train him and
yeah.
like teach him not to chew on stuff and like
Yeah.
all that. So that's what we did that summer, and
Yeah.
he was a little puppy, and
Oh my
It was-
goodness. And
it was fun.
It was so fun. Like, it's just, puppies are so hard. You guys know that puppies are hard, but like, it was the funnest type of hard. I remember, like, we couldn't freaking take him anywhere without people just freaking out because he was so little.
you would
and-
take him to the store and stuff.
Oh, I
Like,
would just
I
like
remember you
walk
taking
into the
him to
grocery store in my arms, like, yeah, and people were just obsessed. Or like, we have this video of me walking him, and he like picks up this big ass stick that's literally 4 times his size, and
Yeah.
he just grabs it and starts walking and just waddling along, and he's just happy as a clam. Oh, he's so cute. And so yeah, it really was such a fun summer.
But we had Roger for a couple years. Like,
years.
before Urban
He was part of the
born.
fam. Yeah.
And he traveled with us
Yep.
to and from summers, and he even went to like Georgia with us to visit your
we
family.
traveled with him. Like, we took him on airplanes with us and like went and visited family.
He was like our little child.
Yeah.
I took him on walks every day.
Oh, and he just had
And-
so much energy. You would like, to get energy out of this dog, we would literally throw a ball on top of a hill, and he would sprint up that hill like 50 times to get his energy out.
That's funny.
Um,
Or I would get like a laser pointer and like go back and forth in the yard
he
at
loved
night.
the laser pointer.
Just because I was too lazy to like take him on a
Yeah.
walk, so I would like laser point from one
Yeah.
side of the yard to the next, and he
Yeah.
would just chase the dot.
And he, like, when I got pregnant with Urban, I remember him loving my belly. Like, I know that's so crazy, but if you know, you know. Like, if you have an animal and you've been pregnant or have babies, they are like, the ones that are good with babies are just so good. And like, he used to snuggle up right next to my belly, and I was showing Urban those pictures the other day, and Urban was like laughing, like no, like there
Well, he was a
dog
good
right
dog.
there.
Like, he was never aggressive towards kids or
Yeah,
like anything
so-
like that.
he was-
Like, he was
he was
good
really
with
happy.
Urban.
yeah.
That was not the reason that we rehomed him, but
So you're probably wondering what went wrong and why things played out the way
I mean,
they played
you
out.
headbutted a lot with Roger.
Yeah. Okay.
'Cause you're like a snuggle with the dog kind of
Yeah.
person. He was not really like that. I mean, to me, he was.
Okay, let's talk about that. So, you know how when you get an animal or a dog and you, like, quite literally, that dog will, like, imprint on one person in your house. So, like, let's talk about Twilight, the Twilight series, and
No, I don't
imprinting on. Anyways, okay, we
I
won't
don't
talk
really
about
know-
Twilight.
I don't really
But
know
you
that
get what
show.
I'm saying, like that, like when a dog imprints on a particular owner or master, then kind of no one else matters to them. And that's kind of how I was with Roger. Roger imprinted on Drew, and you guys were buddies.
Yeah, like I would, when we lived in our townhouse, I would like take him outside every day and
Yeah.
like throw the ball with him and like
But
run around with
but
him
part of
and,
that
like-
was because you worked all day, and me and him kind of butted heads all day. And then when you got home from work and you were around him, you were so ready to play with him, and he was ready to play with you. But like I was more of the disciplinary person with him, for sure. Like I was the person that potty trained him. I was the person that like he would like be sniffing a sock, and I would hurry and like clap my hands and scare him and be like, "Don't chew on the sock." And then he never chewed any of our stuff.
Yeah.
Never. That dog never chewed up a shoe, a sock, a wire, nothing. And I take pride in that because I'm like, oh, I trained him that's like a no-no. The thing is that with Jack Russell Terriers, and I feel like Terriers in general, they're known to like, they're kind of known to be like so headstrong that they think that their idea is better than yours. You guys, I rented books. I bought books and read books on like, how do I like get along with my Jack Russell Terrier, because this one is hard. Like he is hard. He would like jump on people, and he wouldn't, like, I could not train him. I'm like, I need to get this dog in freaking training. Or like if somebody knocked on the door, it was like corralling like 10 freaking bulls to get him to like, I put him in the back room so that I would have like somebody from my church come over and visit me. Like it was literally, and then I'd be like sweating, and I'm like, I cannot control him. And like he's just happy as a clam. It's not like he's trying to attack this stranger. He's
excited,
just
to see
so excited,
people.
but had
he
no
would, like,
self-control.
He would jump on the couch and like scratch their back, like
Yes.
they would sit on the couch.
Like, play with me. We laugh about it now, but at the time it was like so embarrassing, and I'm like, I am so sorry. Like, this is horrifying. I cannot control this dog.
And some people aren't really dog people. and
Right.
they'd be like,
Just like a yappy
Yee.
little thing. Like, ugh.
yeah.
So, point of the story is he imprinted on Drew. He thought I was an idiot. He wouldn't really let me discipline him too much. It almost turned into like him being scared of me. Like we didn't have like a loving relationship. And going back to what you said before, this dog wouldn't snuggle me. Like I talked about how he snuggled my belly, and I have pictures of that. Cute. But this dog would not come sit by me on the couch and
what
like
he
let
would
me
do,
pet him.
he would like go, like when we're asleep, he would like go underneath the covers, and like if you were like laying on your side in like the fetal position,
And
he
you
would
went
like
to switch
go,
positions.
he would like kind of go up in like the crevice of your legs.
Oh yeah.
But then if you moved, he would like growl,
If
like
you
he was annoyed of
moved
you. It
in
was,
your own bed, he growled at you. Like, how dare you shift
Move.
in bed? And so that was like frustrating, because I was like, I'm the woman of this house. like, what I say goes. And he was like, I don't think so. Like, I'm waiting for my master to come home from work. And whatever you say right now doesn't matter. Literally, that was mine and his relationship. Or like, you guys, have you ever had a dog that, like, punishes you? And when I mean they punish you, I mean, like, if they're mad at you or if you, I don't know, like, if you yell at them or say, no, don't do that or whatever, they'll literally punish you. He would, like, literally poop, like, right in my walkway of my hallway. Like, and you're a couple of years old. You know how to go outside to go poop. Like, but you just leave me this little present to, like, be like, haha, I win. And then he acts like I'm the freaking devil gonna come murder him. So we butt heads. Me and that dog butt heads a lot.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely the relationship you had with him. Okay, so on top of that, like, why? Like, there were eventually reached a breaking point. Like, all those things were going on. But, like, I wouldn't say that's the reason that we had to rehome him.
Yeah.
Like.
So, I think that I was kind of to a point where I was ready to, like, invest. And we're broke. Like, we're a young married couple. We don't have, like, all the finances in the world. And so, it's not, like, super easy for us to just, like, put our dog in a training program for $2,000. Like, that was hard to do for us at that time. Plus, we're, like, wanting to grow our family. Like, it's just, like, all this stuff going on. Drew's wanting to start his own branch. We're, like, kind of putting feelers out for what are we going to do for our future. Are we going to stick with this summer sales thing? Like, life is busy. We're so busy. And we don't even, like, really live in the same spot long enough to, like, make a hardcore decision on, like, okay, we're gonna just send him away for a month and, like, give him training, you know?
Yeah.
But that's kind of where
like, the training was one thing, but, like, the main thing was that you were pregnant with Everly, and we had found out everything that was going on with her.
Yeah. And
that we were pretty much going to be living at the hospital for who knows how long.
That's like how you say that I get kind of defensive when it comes to Roger. It's because I just feel so bad that I had to, like, I feel like I gave up on one of my kids. Like, if he was my kid, like, he'd still be around, and I just gave up on him. But really the breaking point was when we found out that I was pregnant with Everly, who had heart problems, and they told us, word for word, they said, it's not a death sentence, but it's a surgery sentence. And when your daughter is born, she is going to live at the hospital for her first little bit of life, and she will need open heart surgery. And we, at that time, had a, 1-year-old little boy, a dog that hated me and didn't respect me.
He needed a lot of, like,
attention.
Like, if you didn't take him on a walk, like, he was really high strung.
Yeah, just pent up energy.
He needed walks, and he needed to play fetch, and, like, he needed attention and, like, all that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, every dog needs that, but like, he was very high strung.
A high strung terrier. Like, it was just off the wall energy. And so basically I told Drew, I was like, I'm struggling. Drew's trying to, like, work his butt off because we have a baby on the way with special needs. And, like, so he's trying to, like, we're trying to save up money, do everything we can to prepare for our future, because our future is just so unknown. And we literally thought we would be living in that hospital for who knows how long.
Which we did.
Our daughter was with us for 4.5 weeks, and we practically lived at the Children's Hospital when she was with us. In that time, we had family members helping out with Urban at home, our 1-year-old. And so it was like one more burden for me to be like, hey, Mom, when you come up for weeks on end to help me with my 1-year-old, and I say come up because she lives like 4 hours away from where we lived. I was like, when you come up, you can take care of our 1-year-old and also take care of our insane, high-strung, crazy dog that like that just like gave me so much anxiety. Like I was just like, I don't know if I want to do that to our family members. Like it's one thing for me to like take on that burden, but I don't know. It was just so hard. And so, yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, long story short, you put an ad on KSL, and an old man who had Jack Russell Terriers for his whole life, like, reached out to you, and one day you were like, I'm taking Roger to this guy.
Sounds
And
so
I was
terrible.
like,
so
holy
also,
freak.
like, also you should know, like, this was like a year of me like begging, like, sorry honey, but like begging for a change. Like I needed help with Roger. I needed him either in training or I needed to rehome him. And when we found out we were pregnant with Everly, that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was just like, that I'm done. Like that's it. I cannot do it. Like I cannot do all of this that's on my plate. It's too hard. It's too much. I want to focus on my daughter that has heart problems. And so I'm terrible, but I did. I warned you, and I just said, I'm going to put this dog in training, and it's going to cost thousands of dollars, or I'm going to rehome him. That's where I'm at. And I think that you maybe didn't think that I would actually pull the trigger, right?
You definitely did.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
like,
That was a hard day.
it was one of the hardest days in our marriage for sure, because I told him, I was like, there's this cute old man who reached out. He saw my ad and he is interested in meeting Roger. I'm going to go meet up with him. And I remember you literally like sat on the couch and you were just like, we didn't even like say bye. It was like, bye, like, see ya.
Oh, it was very difficult.
Yeah, because
Very difficult.
Drew, who would
Because I was like, no way. Like, this is
That's
my
our
freaking dog.
Yeah.
Like, I love this dog.
Yeah.
Like, I freaking love this dog. Like, it's
And-
part of our family.
And I was just like, I mean, and he even said, like, I would choose you over a dog. Like, I get it. I would choose you over a dog. But, like, it was kind of too little too late at that point. Like, I had already posted the post. Like, it's happening. And, like, I kind of talked about it in the last episode I recorded about my gastric sleeve, where if I, like, make a decision, I kind of run with it. Like, I'm pretty impulsive, right?
Good luck talking you out of
Yeah, exactly.
any decision that you make.
Yeah, I'm pretty headstrong, and if I do the research and I feel good about it, then it's really just a matter of getting other people on board, because, like, I'm on board. So, I know, it's terrible. You guys, again, this is, like, a sensitive subject in our marriage, because, like, it was one of the hardest things we've ever been through.
I cried for probably
So hard.
3 days.
And just know this.
3 days.
This was like 2 or 3 weeks before Everly was born. Like, I was
Yeah, it
9
was
months pregnant.
yeah.
Like, I was like ready to pop. And anyways, so I actually,
But, like, Roger had been around for
years.
like 2 years,
Yeah.
2.5 years at that point.
Yeah.
It was like a long, like a while. You know?
Was so weird to, like, get used to coming home and, like, not having him jump all over you.
Yeah, for sure.
With that said, talk about the world's biggest distraction, and that is having a baby with special needs and having to live at the hospital. Now, then 5 weeks later, our daughter passes away, and now my poor sweet husband, who's mourning the loss of his daughter, also wants his dog.
I mean, yeah,
It's
that
terrible.
dog
It's terrible.
He was my little buddy.
I know.
He was my little buddy,
So,
Roger.
It was hard. I met with this old guy. We met at like a parking lot in like Sandy or something. We met halfway. He was from Kaysville or something.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, I've had Jack Russell Terriers my entire life. I know how they are. He's like, I know what I'm getting myself into. His Jack Russell Terrier had just passed away like a month prior, and he had been like really, really depressed. And then on top of that is his wife of like 50 years. Like, he was an old man. He was probably 65. So maybe his wife of 40 years or something. She had recently like separated from him. So this poor old man like desperately needed a companion. And he told me that. He was like, I just, whatever.
So he was like, it's either you or the dog. Which one?
And I was like, no thanks, old man. I have a handsome husband at home. And he even told me, he's like, I don't know if I ever told you this, but his ex is actually the one that saw the ad and sent him the ad. Because his ex had recently separated from him and was like, oh man, like he's going to lose it. Like his dog just died. His wife just left him. And she's like, look
It's
at
a
this
rough
opportunity.
patch.
Like this cute little Jack Russell that needs a home. And so point of the story is he bought Roger on the spot.
And renamed him. To something crazy.
It's not crazy. He named him like Duger or something.
What a weird, like where does that name even come from?
I don't know.
Duger?
But the reason,
Or I thought it was Dugan. Dugan.
But the reason why I even know that he renamed him is because I actually told this guy, I was like, if for whatever reason you need to rehome this dog, you bring him back to me. I sold him for like $300. Like it was nothing. And I'm like, I will buy this dog back if you have second thoughts.
I always hoped, I was like, oh yeah, we're going to get him back. We're going to get
For
Roger
sure.
back. In the back of my mind, I was like, he's coming back. So
me and this guy, we had exchanged information. And I'm telling you, I haven't for a couple of years. Maybe I should send an email, but I am telling you, we like kept in touch every so often, and he would send me pictures of Roger, and Roger just like got
He's in
chubby.
a good house.
He's in a good house, a loving home.
He's happy.
And the cherry on top is the couple got back together. The wife and the husband got back together, and so I'm like, that is just like the cutest thing I've ever heard. Maybe Roger reunited them. But yeah, it was like, it ended up
Should be a rom-com.
being fine. It ended up being great. It was just really hard and still is such a sensitive subject for
I
us.
mean, yeah. Obviously, I would love him if he was still here, but life is definitely a little easier without a dog.
For sure. And we like dog sit and stuff for our Drew's brother and his wife, my sister-in-law. We dog sit and love her. We talk about Peach all the time, and we really do love dogs.
Van and Urban love them.
They love them, but we're just not.
Pitch.
I want Pitch.
I want Pitch. That's what Van
Pitch
says.
pooped in the paddy. So we love dogs, but I think that we just learned our lesson with Roger that like we are not going to like go in wondering if it's the right choice. We are going to be all in when we decide to be all in with a dog.
With our next dog, yeah. Sure. Because we're still dog people.
For sure.
We'll eventually get another dog.
You best believe if we see a dog on the side of the road, like
I tried to help a dog the
I
other
know
day.
you did. I know. I was just going to
A
say,
Great
we're
Dane
those
dog.
people that were like, who's the parent to this dog? Like, try to get him. Here's a piece of lunch meat. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, we're dog lovers.
For sure. Yeah, that's Roger.
That's
and if you're out
Roger.
there, Roger,
We
what
love
up?
you.
Miss you, bro.
Do you think he's still alive?
He better be. That wasn't that long ago.
I mean, he's probably, yeah, you're right. He's probably like 7 years old now.
He's in his prime.
What's 7 times 7? 49? Did I make that up?
7 times 7 is, I don't know. I'm bad at math.
It's freaking 49.
Fact check. 7 times 7. People are laughing right now. Oh my gosh.
That was not right.
49.
Boom! That was like, that came deep from my elementary brain. That came deep from my elementary
Roger is in a
brain.
midlife crisis right now.
He is. I should send an email and just see if we can get an update. Hopefully the
Roger
old man
just bought
is
his
alive.
first Corvette.
Do you think? Hopefully the old man is still alive? Because he was old.
Yeah. I mean, he's what? Probably in his early 70s. If he took care of himself, he's probably still alive, yeah.
I'll send an email, guys. So that's our story about Roger. Let us know what you think. Are we freaking terrible people for having to rehome an animal? Also, have you ever had to rehome an animal? And what are your reasonings? And do you feel as freaking terrible as I do? Because it still sucks. Like, it is a sore subject and hurts my heart because I just never thought I'd ever be in that situation, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Life is hard, man.
For sure. Okay, well, until next time,
Thank
leave
you for
us
listening.
a review.
Yep.
Subscribe, share.
And remember
All
that you
the
can
things.
feel happiness and sadness at the same time, and life is good.
Life is good. Word.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.